Imagine this, gentleman. After age 60, many men think their erections disappear only because of age. But here is the shocking truth. Your ability to stay firm in the bedroom may depend on how well you wash your body. Yes, something as simple as washing. The right 4 areas every day could mean the difference between frustration and confidence, weakness and strength. Most men overlook this, and that neglect quietly destroys their vitality. E.M. Dr. Smith, professor of urology and men's health expert. With more than 30 years of experience, I have dedicated my career to helping older men protect their prostate, restore sexual vitality, and live longer, fuller lives. And I am here to share a truth I've seen proven countless times in my patients. Here's the paradox. Men spend thousands on pills, supplements, and risky treatments. Yet they fail to do the one thing that is completely free, completely natural, and backed by medical science: washing 4 critical areas of the body. These are not the places you think, and that is why so many men miss them. Wash these areas correctly and consistently, and you can strengthen blood flow, protect your nerves, boost testosterone, and enjoy firmer, healthier erections well into your 70s and beyond. This is not just about staying clean. It is about reclaiming your manhood and dignity. So stay with me, because in the next moments I will reveal the 4 exact areas you must wash and why neglecting. Even one of them could silently rob you of the energy, confidence, and erections you deserve. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss important health advice made just for your age. And please leave me a 1 in the comments if this helps you, or a 0 if you'd like me to improve. Your feedback truly matters to me. Let's start with something most men never realize. Hygiene is not just about staying clean. It is directly connected to blood flow, nerve health, and the strength of your erections. The forgotten link between hygiene and erections. 1. The forgotten link between hygiene and erections. When I sit down with men in their 60s or 70s, I often hear the same story. They tell me, "Doctor, I just assumed my erections faded because of age." And while age does play a role, that's not the whole truth. What many men forget, what almost no one ever told them, is that something as simple as hygiene is directly tied to the quality of their erections. This is not about looking clean or smelling fresh. It's about what happens deep inside your body when you neglect the places that quietly control your blood flow, your nerves, and even your hormones. Think about it this way. An erection is not a random event. It's a carefully coordinated process. Your brain sends signals, your blood vessels expand, nitric oxide is released, and blood rushes into the chambers of your penis. But if your body is under constant low-level attack, from bacteria, inflammation, or hidden infections, this system can't perform the way it should. The vessels become stiff, the nerves less responsive, and the very chemistry that triggers an erection is disrupted. All of this can happen simply because of poor hygiene in areas most men overlook. I've seen men regain confidence and intimacy simply by paying close attention to how they care for their bodies. It's not glamorous, it doesn't sound revolutionary, but I've learned that the small daily habits, the washcloth, the warm water, the care you take with your skin, can do more for a man's erections than an expensive pill or risky supplement. So, before you blame your age, your testosterone, or your partner, I want you to consider this forgotten truth. Hygiene is not only about avoiding illness. It's about protecting your ability to stay strong, intimate, and alive as a man. And now that you understand this hidden link, let's move into the first critical area of the body that demands your attention. An area that most men touch every day, yet rarely wash with the care it truly deserves. Area number 1. The genitals, the root of male vitality. 2. Area number 1. The genitals, the root of male vitality. I can't tell you how many times men in their 60s have sat across from me, embarrassed to talk about their own hygiene. They whisper, almost ashamed, as if washing their private parts properly is something to be taken lightly or ignored. But I always remind them, your genitals are not just another part of your body. They are the root of your male vitality, the very core of your manhood. If you don't give them the care they deserve, you cannot expect them to perform when you need them most. Over the years, I have seen what happens when this area is neglected. Sweat, skin oils, and even small traces of urine can build up around the penis and testicles. For men who are uncircumcised, that buildup can hide beneath the foreskin, feeding bacteria and yeast. At first, you might not notice much, maybe just an itch or mild irritation. But silently, beneath the surface, infection and inflammation begin to set in. Those tiny irritations don't stay tiny. They travel upward, affecting the urethra, the prostate, and eventually the blood vessels and nerves that are responsible for erections. By the time men realize something is wrong, their erections have already grown weaker and their confidence has begun to slip away. I tell my patients, it doesn't have to be this way. With warm water, gentle cleansing, and just a few minutes of consistent care each day, you can protect your genitals from the damage that robs you of strength. The point is not vanity. The point is survival, dignity, and intimacy. And as a man, those are things you should never give up easily. So when you step into the shower tonight, think of it as an act of respect for your manhood. Do it not only for cleanliness, but for the blood flow, the nerve function, and the vitality that will keep you feeling alive. Because once you understand the power of washing here, the next area I'll reveal may surprise you even more. It's a place few men ever think about, yet it quietly holds the keys to your erections. Area number 2. The perineum, the hidden highway. 3. Area number 2. The perineum, the hidden highway. There's a part of a man's body that hardly anyone talks about, yet it quietly controls so much of his strength. It's the space between the testicles and the anus, a small stretch of skin called the perineum. Most men barely notice it, let alone give it any care. But over my years of practice, I've seen again and again how this hidden area makes the difference between weak, unreliable erections and strong-lasting ones. The perineum is not just shot to skin. Beneath it lie the pelvic floor muscles, the nerves that transmit arousal, and the blood vessels that direct flow into the penis. Think of it like a hidden highway, carrying vital signals and circulation. When the perineum is neglected, when sweat, bacteria, and even small traces of stool are left to irritate the skin, chronic inflammation develops, and inflammation does not stay in one place. It spreads, disrupting nerves, weakening muscles, and choking off the vessels that you depend on for firmness. I've had patients who struggled for years trying pills and pumps, only to discover that the constant irritation of this neglected patch of skin was fueling their problems. Once they began cleansing it daily with warm water and mild soap, their infections cleared, the inflammation subsided, and slowly their erections began to return with more strength. It may sound simple, but it is the truth. Caring for this hidden area is one of the most overlooked keys to preserving manhood. I often tell men, washing the perineum is not about comfort or appearance. It's about protecting the very structures that control intimacy, bladder control, and even prostate health. It is about respect for the engine room of your masculinity. So, as you begin to see how one overlooked area can influence so much, let me take you to an even more surprising place. Because the next part of your body I'll reveal has nothing to do with your groin at all, and yet It may hold more power over your erections than you could ever imagine. Area number 3. The mouth. Yes, your mouth affects erections. 4. Area number 3. The mouth. Yes, your mouth affects erections. This may surprise you more than anything else I've said so far. When men think about erections, they usually focus only on the groin. But I need you to understand something I've seen time and again in my patients. Your mouth, yes, your mouth, can make or break the quality of your erections. It sounds strange, but once you hear the science, it will make perfect sense. Inside your mouth lives an entire community of bacteria. When you are young and healthy, your body keeps them under control. But as you get older, especially after 60, poor brushing, gum disease, and infections allow these bacteria to slip into your bloodstream. And once they are in your blood, they attack the very same arteries that supply your heart and, yes, your penis. The result is inflammation and stiffening of those delicate vessels. And without open, flexible vessels, blood cannot rush into the penis with the power needed for a strong erection. I remember one patient in particular, Ammon, in his late 60s, who had tried every treatment for erectile dysfunction. Nothing worked. Then, during a routine exam, I noticed severe gum disease. We focused on dental care, regular cleanings, brushing, flossing, and within months his oral health improved, and so did his erections. He told Melater that it was the most unexpected but powerful change in his life. Taking care of your mouth is not just about fresh breath. It is about protecting the arteries that keep you alive, the chemistry that fuels your masculinity, and the confidence that allows you to enjoy intimacy. Every time you brush and rinse, you are doing far more than cleaning your teeth. You are strengthening the very foundation of your erections. And if the mouth can have such a surprising impact, imagine what happens when we travel all the way down to the other end of the body. Because the phenolaria you need to wash may seem ordinary, but it quietly reveals the state of your circulation. And your circulation is the ultimate key to staying hard. Area number 4. The feet, the foundation of circulation. 5. Area number 4. The feet, the foundation of circulation. Of all the areas I ask men to wash carefully, this is the one that usually makes them raise their eyebrows. The feet. How could that possibly matter for erections? But over the years, I've learned that your feet are more than just what carry you through life. They're a mirror of your circulation, the foundation of the blood flow that determines whether or not you can achieve a firm erection. Think for a moment about how far your feet are from your heart. They are the last stop in your circulatory system, the place where blood has to travel the longest distance. If circulation struggles to reach your feet, you can be sure it is also struggling to reach your penis. And when the feet are neglected, when fungus grows between the toes, when small wounds are ignored, when poor hygiene allows infections to settle in, the consequences don't stay in your shoes. That inflammation spreads into your bloodstream, damages your vessels, and slowly erodes the very system you need for intimacy. I've met men who never connected their chronic foot problems to their erectile health. One man in his 70s lived with untreated athlete's foot for years. He thought it was nothing more than an irritation, but what he didn't realize was that the constant low-level infection was fueling the very vascular problems that weakened his erections. Only after treating and caring for his feet did he start to feel stronger below the waist. Washing your feet daily, drying them thoroughly, and checking for even thesmolist cuts is not just about comfort, it's about protecting your circulation, preventing diabetes-related complications, and preserving the nerve function that helps you feel alive. Your feet tell the story of your blood vessels, and when you keep them healthy, you are protecting your manhood in ways you might never have imagined. And now that you know the 4 critical areas to wash, Let's step back and see the bigger picture, because the power of these habits goes far beyond cleanliness. They touch your confidence, your dignity, and the very essence of what it means to age with strength. 6. The emotional side. Why this matters beyond. Sex, the emotional side. Why this matters beyond sex. When I speak with older men about their health, the conversation often begins with erections. They tell me they want to feel firm again, to perform, with confidence, to not feel like they've lost their manhood. And yes, that matters deeply. But there's something even greater at stake here. This is not just about sex. This is about how you see yourself as a man, how you carry your dignity, and how you choose to live the years ahead. I've seen men who gave up on themselves. They let their health slide. They stopped caring about small daily habits, and soon enough, they began to lose not only their erections, but their energy, their optimism, and even their connection to their loved ones. The truth is, when a man feels strong in his body, he feels stronger in every part of his life. That strength gives him the courage to enjoy time with his partner, to be active with his grandchildren, and to wake up each morning with a sense of purpose. Washing. These 4 areas may sound simple, but it represents something far more powerful. Each time you care for your body in this way, you are sending yourself a message. I still matter. My health still matters. My future still matters. These acts of care are not small. They are declarations of self-respect. And when you carry that respect into your daily life, it shapes how others see you, how your partner connects with you, and how you face the challenges of aging. So when I ask you to wash your genitals, your perineum, your mouth, and your feet, I am not just asking you to improve circulation or prevent infection. I am asking you to reclaim your confidence and your vitality as a man. Because once you understand that this is about much more than hygiene, you'll be ready for the final step where I'll bring it all together and show you exactly how these habits can transform, not just your erections, but your entire life. 7. Bringing it all together. Bringing it all together. By now, you can see that what I've shared with you is not just a list of hygiene tips. It's a map for reclaiming your strength as a man. We started by looking at the hidden connection between hygiene and erections. And then we walked through the 4 specific areas that most men neglect. The genitals, where infections can quietly rob you of blood flow. The perineum, that hidden highway where nerves and vessels meet. The mouth, which can spread inflammation through your entire body if ignored. And the feet, the foundation of circulation that tells the truth about your overall health. Each of these areas might seem small on its own, but when you add them together, they create a powerful shield that protects your erections, your energy, and even your longevity. What I want you to remember is that these habits cost nothing but a few extra moments of care. No expensive pills, no risky procedures, just you taking responsibility for the body that has carried you through 6 or more decades of life. I've watched men who once felt defeated transform simply by paying attention to these overlooked details. They stood taller, spoke with more confidence, and felt alive again in ways they hadn't experienced in years. It's not magic, it's not luck, it's the result of choosing to respect your body every single day. So, when you step into the shower or brush your teeth tonight, I want you to see those actions differently. Don't see them as chores. See them as investments in your future, in your dignity, and in your ability to keep living fully as a man. These are not just daily routines. They are the foundation of your vitality. And now that you've discovered how these simple steps can restore both health and confidence, let me leave you with one final message, a conclusion that will tie all of this together and remind you why the choices you make today can shape the life you live tomorrow. Conclusion. A doctor's final words. Conclusion. A doctor's final words. As we come to the end of this message, I want to speak to you not only as a doctor, but as someone who has listened to the fears and frustrations of countless men your age. I know what it feels like to believe your best years are behind you, to feel as though age has taken away your strength and your confidence. But what I hope you see now is that your story is not finished. Something as simple as washing 4 specific areas of your body, the genitals, the perineum, the mouth, and the feet, can set in motion powerful changes for your health, your vitality, and your erections. These are not small acts. They are daily reminders that you still matter, that your health still matters, and that your manhood is worth protecting. Every time you take care of yourself in these ways, you are not only defending against illness, you are affirming your dignity and investing in a future that can be stronger than you imagine. So tonight, when you step into the shower or stand at the sink, remember, these habits are not chores. They are medicine. They are respect. They are hope. And they can help you live not only longer but better with the confidence every man deserves.